Disclaimer, the following video is about something within a religious and cultural context. If you're here to tell me to kill myself because my faith or to convince me to abandon my convictions, you're watching this for the wrong reasons. This by all means is an examination of a piece of media in order to introduce the American subculture. If you have a problem with my connections to this subculture, keep it to yourself. I really couldn't care less. If you have something interesting to add to the discussion, however, please do say so in the comments. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on the subject of the following video.
Mormon rap, do the Mormon rap.
I've stopped taking film so seriously after I realized that it's easier to be entertained by more things and then get blown away by stuff that's actually good and artful. Citizen Kane just hits different when you've been watching popcorn trash for the last 3 months. This is what I thought I was participating in when I started picking up a collection of these Mormon-specific comedies from the mid-2000s. And by the way, when I talk about Mormonism in this video, I'm referring to the American subculture associated with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which I am a part of. I do not want to use the term Mormon to refer to the theology, as it's an inaccurate descriptor of the religion itself. Now that we got a second disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about one of the most popular Mormon films. Sons of Provo is a 2004 mockumentary that on the surface seems like a Mormonized This Is Spinal Tap, which in many ways it is. It chronicles the rise and fall and rise again of this fictional boy band trio Everclean, a caricature of Utah Mormons and mid-2000s boy bands in one. You have Will, the front man who's addicted to control and leadership.
First, I wanted to share the company rules with you, so that you're aware of what we think and what we do. Number one item is we believe that boy bands began with the Osmonds and not with the Jackson 5.
Danny, the self-proclaimed
Mormon with Buddhist influences,
who probably acts the least like Buddha throughout the runtime of the film.
What?
And Kirby, the everyman, who just may be a little too nice for his own good.
The guys are so great. Will, he knows exactly what he wants. Almost to the point of being controlling. But he's so great!
This plot and these characters are really a vehicle for the film to ride in order to get to the various set pieces and jokes satirizing Mormon culture.
You stole my food when I was hungry.
You bore false witness for your gain.
you didn't honor mom or daddy.
Against my able, you were Cain.
When I drink milk, you're drinking liquor.
When I sip Sprite, you're sipping Coke. You chew tobacco like a cowboy.
You make the bathroom smell like smoke.
But I forgive you for all that you ate.
And there's a lot to unpack here, so let's just jettison the luggage while we're at it. Just about every scene or joke in the film has something to say about the culture that it is intrinsically a part of. My favorite example of this has to be this scene, and this deleted scene, poking fun at the excessive emotion some members of the church get when recounting sometimes mundane stories. Here Kirby is talking about this ring. The thing is literally 38 cents. A cheap ring manufactured for children to wear is the Mormon equivalent of what would Jesus do.
This keeps me where I'm supposed to be, and I'm just glad that my parents gave it to me so long ago.
The scene almost doesn't feel like a joke, because trust me, I'm a resident of Utah now. This is literally how some of us get. The deleted scene, which should have been included, is equally, if not more, hilarious, turning the absurdity dial up to 100 with the band's audio mixer breaking down as he recounts his best birthday other than the last one, when he got a baby toy audio mixer as a child.
As I opened it, I saw that it was a Fisher-Price mixing board. And it's...
The way he mimics the sounds of a cheap plastic sound-making toy while having this emotional moment is one of the funniest things I've seen, and it lands harder than most of the film's jokes in comparison. This part is also another good one. Here Everclean is performing their rap. Which makes a clear direct reference to popular hip-hop music from the era, and in turn the way Mormons in particular react to rap and hip-hop without ever taking the lyrical content into consideration.
The music kind of started, and I was not really sure what was happening, and then the rap started, and I just was really confused, and I didn't really know what to do, and fortunately I had an agreement with my young women's leader that if I was ever in a place where things were not very good, that I could call her and she would come pick me up, so she's gonna be here soon.
You really have to be a Mormon to get half the joke here, but art can't always exist in a vacuum. So when you get this scene, you get this scene. It's entirely a satire of what I said before, some members' interpretation of the council to avoid spiritually harmful media to the point of completely dismissing an entire genre of music.
Rap it doesn't come from a very holy place, and I'm sorry, I should probably go.
Now before I move on, I want to talk about the soundtrack, which almost all the songs are complete parodies of themselves. They're supposed to be mediocre crap with an overly commercial sound. No, you're not supposed to take them as literal exports of Mormon culture. They're a joke, making fun of several things. The mediocre on-the-nose lyricism of Mormon music, the blatant copycat nature of the production harkens back to it's so bad it's legendary projects like Mormon rap, and the cultural phenomena that is being explored by the lyrics of each song. Nourish and Strengthen is about the overuse of phrasing during pre-meal prayers, and the strange act of asking God to bless food like zucchini covered in Velveeta cheese. Dang Fetch Oh My Heck is about the strange replacements for swear words that some members use. And last but not least, Spiritual as Me is about self-righteousness and all its insufferabilities. This is where a large portion of the film's more subtle subtext comes into play. Throughout the plot of the film, the actual protagonist of the film frequently brings up a song he's written for the band. But nobody gives him the time of day for it. At one point, he thinks he's given the opportunity to perform it, but his hopes are dashed away as he's asked to sing what is really the antithesis to his song.
The dedication, and tonight you're going to sing Spiritual as Me.
Don't thank us, because you deserve it. You deserve this. You'll be
Speechless.
You'll be great.
It's good. Maybe, you know what? Nah, maybe I'm not ready. I don't feel comfortable.
Finally, the last gig of the tour is about to start, but due to the rising tensions among the band, they break up, for about 5 seconds. The manager of the band hands Will the demo tape of Kirby's song Beautiful Inside, and he finally listens to it, realizing that the outsider he was mistreating throughout the film was exactly what the trio needed. What follows is a really corny and sappy sequence of the past scenes as Kirby, Will, and Danny sing a genuine and heartfelt song with noticeably less on the nose, over-the-top Mormon lyricism, and a toned-down acoustic guitar as the accompaniment. Suddenly the pieces all come into play, and the film suddenly becomes less about Everclean and more about Kirby's fight to push something heartfelt and creative through the cracks of cynical, corny pop music. This ending is honestly one of the most sappy and overly sentimental things ever, which most of these films have that problem. Despite the film's poking fun at Mormon artists' propensity to kitsch type of over-sentimental film, music, and art, it's still guilty of it here. But the message is still read aloud and clear. It's never easy to push something actually great through a sea of successful mediocrity, and maybe we should change that. Now, I could have talked about some of the funnier jokes in the film, like the meltdown their first manager has in the aftermath.
My fault. Those little fetchers were not invited by me. Oh my heck, are you flippin' kidding me?
Watch your language.
Don't be such a butt, Uncle Will.
Okay. We're choosing the right, okay?
It's not that he's choosing the wrong. I mean, he just got mad.
He just has a huge potty mouth that he can't control.
Saying flip isn't wrong?
No, that's wrong.
Because he doesn't mean flip when he's saying.
And on somebody's wedding day, the most important day of their life, and he's throwing out language like that?
Or fun little facts like the Jericho Road cameo that got replaced last minute by children's a cappella group Moose Butter because Deseret Book thought one of the Everclean tracks was too offensive. No, I'm not kidding. But I feel it was more important and interesting to point out the satirical aspects of this comedy. It's not a perfect film. The soundtrack can really only be listened to ironically, maybe once, before getting downright grating. And again, it gets really sentimental and sappy towards the end, like all these films seem to do. But the performances in this film are actually great. Everyone here seems like they're having a great time while giving it their all, particularly Kirby Hayborn and Jennifer Erickson, who both just knock it out of the park with their portrayals of their characters.
1, 2, that's our confirmation number. They gave it to somebody else.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you like it?
Yeah. Go get him, Tiger.
Thanks, guys. I'll clean this up. Anyway, they're a little late. It's about 8:10. But we're kind of anxious to. Hello? Yeah, sweet. I'll be right down. You guys, this is totally gonna.
The jokes land a lot better if you know the context, but when they land, they land. The film is shot all right, and at times it does some interesting things with the lighting that I was actually surprised by. It's got a lot going for it, while having a bit holding it back. But it still is, in fact, one of, if not the most effective satire of Mormon culture we have today. I give it a Draper Temple out of 2 city center temples. Thanks for watching.
I'm called little buttercup, little buttercup. I may never know why, but still I'm called buttercup, sweet little buttercup.
I